everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Anushka, and in today's video we are going to be talking about how to become a lash boss. So if you'd like to find out how much you can earn being self-employed, keep watching. Okay guys, so I'm just going to dive straight in and tell you that you don't need any experience at all in order to become a lash artist. You don't need to have any previous beauty qualifications. You don't even need to have had your lashes done in the past. Yeah, it does really help if you've got a bit of background knowledge, but you don't need any previous kind of understanding or qualification within this industry to take a lash course. Personally, I was actually a secondary school teacher for 4 years before I completed my first initial course. I was a drama and English teacher, and I just really wanted to work for myself. I really wanted a bit more freedom. And one night, scrolling through different jobs and different things that I could do, my other half just turned around to me and said, "Nush, why don't you just do lashes?" And that was it. It was that simple. I took my course and I got started, and I'm now working, full-time as a lash artist. I've got a training school and I love it. It was the best decision that I ever made. I really, really love the freedom that working for myself provides, and I love the fact that I can decide how much I can earn. So yeah, doesn't matter what your background is, you can train as a lash artist. So a couple of weeks ago, I asked you to all send me in your questions, send me in any queries that you have about training as a lash artist, and I've got them all right here. So, first question we're going to kick off with, and the one thing that everyone wants to know is A, how much is it going to cost me, and B, how quickly can I earn that money back? So let's dive straight in. In terms of your setup costs, you have your training course to pay for, which for me is £350, and that price includes a lash kit as well, and you can get around 15 to 20 girls out of that kit. So £350, and that will give you your course, your qualification, and a kit for around 15 to 20 girls. You've then got, if you want to, you've then got to get yourself either kind of a beauty bed, a light and a chair, or you might choose to just get one or two of those items, but I do really recommend getting yourself a bed, a light and a chair. In terms of a beauty bed, I would say don't spend more than £70 on a beauty bed. You just need a basic beauty couch. The bed that I actually use cost me £20 on Facebook Marketplace, so keep an eye out because there's loads of second-hand ones around in really good condition. In terms of a chair, I'd recommend a saddle stool. Again, keep an eye out, lots of second-hand ones of those around. I paid around £25 for my saddle stool on eBay. I'll put links below here so you can see what all the equipment is that we use. And then finally, I really recommend getting yourself a craft light, craft lamp. They can be called, I really recommend one called the Uno lamp from the Daylight company. It's just super lightweight and only costs £36. So your bed is going to be maximum £70, a chair £25, and a lamp £35 to £36 they normally are on Amazon. After that, the only other thing you need to get yourself is some insurance. And when you train with myself, you get a 10% discount code for the ABT insurance, or you can go with any other company. You should be paying between probably somewhere between £40 and £60 for your insurance. So definitely don't pay more than that. So looking at that as a total, you are looking, let me check my maths now, you are looking at around about £480 as a startup cost, okay? And that is going to get you lashing comfortably between 15 to 20 people. So they are your initial startup costs. So let's now assume the following. Let's assume that you do your 4 case studies for free with no charge, and that you practice on perhaps another 4 ladies for free as well. So you've then completed 8 full sets, but not yet earned anything. I wouldn't charge for your case studies. You don't need that extra pressure. Then let's say you offer a special offer for the first 5 clients that book in. And let's say that offer is £20 for a full set for the first 5 ladies that book your services. So that's achievable within 2 weeks after achieving your qualification. That's definitely achievable within 2 weeks. After that, let's say you're getting 4 clients a week and you're now charging an introductory offer of £35 for a set. 4 clients at £35 a set is going to be £140. And then let's say perhaps another couple of weeks later, you've got 6 clients a week at £35. That's going to earn you, checking my maths, £210. So literally doing 5 full sets at £20, a week of 4 clients and a week of 6 clients, that's going to earn you your money back. So it really is up to you how quickly you earn that, you earn those costings back. I would really recommend that you charge never anything less than £35 for a full set. £35 is a fair price for the work that you're doing. You are qualified and you are experienced by this point. £35 as well, I think, sets a certain standard, and certainly what you charge is going to attract a certain clientele. If you are offering cheaper lashes, you're going to get ladies who want to pay a cheaper price. So definitely never less than £35. The one thing to consider, however, is if you are mobile. Obviously, if you're mobile and you're driving perhaps half an hour to a client's house, you need to take into consideration the fuel, the wear and tear on your car, and equally your time. If you're only charging, let's say, £20 for a set as an introductory offer, and you're driving half an hour there, half an hour home, you're potentially earning £20 over those 3 hours. And if you're happy with that, great. But if you want to earn a little bit more than that, then take that into consideration. Perhaps within a 10-mile radius of your home, it's free. But anything over that, perhaps there is kind of either you could charge per mile, or you could charge just a flat rate of £5-10 for your mobile fee. So just think about what your time is worth. I personally now charge by time for everything. So my sets start off at £25 per hour, and then every kind of 15 minutes has got a small increment. I love charging by time. It means that I can work far more economically. I can plan my day far more effectively. And I think as well, clients like that because they then know exactly what they're paying for and they know exactly what they're getting. So I now charge £45 for a full set, and I work from home. I work in my little lash den, and I tend to see kind of 6 clients a day and work 4 to 5 days a week. So you can work out, what potentially you could be earning. So it's definitely worth looking at what your time is worth. Personally, when I set up my business, it took me about 3 weeks to do my case studies and practice, and that was only kind of working in the evenings because I was still working full time. After that point, I had a couple of weeks off because I was moving. I then moved to South Wales, and within 6 weeks, I was able to kind of quit my job. I was doing some supply teaching and work full time doing lashes and focus all my energy into lashes. Now, bearing in mind, I didn't actually know anyone when I moved to South Wales. I knew one lady that was my estate agent. I'm going to tell you a little bit now about how I gain my clients. But it's very, very quick. If you are prepared to work hard and prepared to put the time and effort into your lashes, literally within about 6 weeks, you can be qualified and have earned your money back for sure. So you've completed your qualification, you've got your certificate, and you are ready to go. You've got a space, you've got your equipment, and all you need now are some clients. So how do you get a clientele and how do you attract the right kind of clientele? I've got for you kind of 5 or 6 little tips to get you started. There's lots more ideas out there, but these are kind of the few things that I found have really worked well for me in my environment. So, like I say, when I moved to South Wales, I knew one lady, and that was my estate agent, who is a fabulous, fabulous woman, may I add. And what I did was offer her a free set of lashes if she posted a photo on her Instagram, posted a photo on her Facebook, and kind of shared with her friends that I was new to the area and offering an introductory price for lashes. So she did that, and from there, word spreads really, really quick. People will always want lash extensions. It's a really popular treatment. So get yourself some photos taken, offer the odd free set to someone who perhaps maybe knows a lot of people or is seeing a lot of people. Choose wisely who you go for and just ask them to spread the word, okay? That is the quickest way of getting your name out there. The next thing to use, and one of the best tools, is going to be your social media. So make sure you've got yourself an Instagram, make sure you've got yourself a Facebook, okay? They are the key, the key ways which now businesses advertise. Within that social media, obviously, you can take lots of photos of your work and post regularly. The trick is posting kind of, continuously. Make sure you post at least once a day, at least, be it a photo of your work, be it perhaps a quote, anything. Just make sure that you are being consistent with your social media. That is the way you're going to look professional and how you're going to start to build up a following. Groups within Facebook are also a really, really good option. However, don't post too regularly. You want to keep some kind of exclusivity to your business. So make sure you post on there kind of perhaps every week, but I wouldn't post any more than that. Post your offers, post images, post your availability so that people can do the minimum amount of research in order to find out what they need to about your business. I would also look at sponsoring a post on Facebook or Instagram. You can pay kind of between like £4 and £40 really to sponsor a post. And what that means is that you're going to make a beautiful Instagram or Facebook post, and then you're going to target a certain audience. So you are going to say, right, I'm looking for women between the age of, let's say, 17 and 50 within a 10-mile radius of your business, okay? That image is then going to start to appear on lots of different people's timelines, on people's feeds, and it's going to be a really good way of getting your content and getting your name, your business out there into lots of different people's faces who perhaps wouldn't have known you had existed in any other circumstances. So yeah, sponsoring a post is a really, really good idea. Competitions. Everyone loves a competition. Who doesn't want to win something? Who doesn't want to win a free set of lashes? So again, get some good photos, make yourself a little advert, make yourself a little image on your social media, and then ask everyone to like the image, share the image, and like your page. What that's going to achieve is suddenly your image, your competition is going to be appearing again on lots of different timelines, on lots of different feeds. You could post it into the groups if you want to. The more people that like it and share it, the more kind of traffic it's going to get. So again, it's going to widen your audience massively. All you then need to do is choose one person that has liked that image. If you want to choose two, great. You've now got two people that are going to then spread the word, two more potential prospective clients. So competitions are a brilliant, brilliant way of sharing your information. Finally, I would really recommend getting yourself some business cards and some leaflets made up. It's a really easy way, if you're talking to someone, of sharing your information again. If you're chatting to someone and they ask, oh, what do you do? Oh, I do lashes. Here's my card. Maybe they will take up your service, maybe they won't, but maybe they'll then pass that information on to someone else. So it's a really easy way, again, of sharing that information. In terms of leaflets, you can pop them into lots of kind of community notice boards. If you work perhaps in a school or in a hospital, pop it into the changing rooms. Pop it into the changing rooms within your gym, okay? Get that name out there. Wherever you can find a space, whack a leaflet, and people will start to see your name popping up. That, combined with your social media and combined with word of mouth, you'll soon start gaining a lot of momentum, and your clientele will be building and building and building. For lots of lash artists, we begin our career working mobile. I did it. I worked mobile for about 6 months when I first started my career. And the great thing about working mobile is that you're going to spread your name across a huge, huge area. Let's say you're working within kind of 10 to 20 miles of your home, your name is going to get spread across all of those villages and all of those towns, which is fantastic in terms of exposure. The key thing about working mobile, I would say, is keep yourself comfortable. Make your life easy. Don't have a great big bed. Don't have a great big ring light. Choose kind of, lightweight equipment. Choose a lightweight light. Choose a lightweight bed, because it will just make it so much easier when you're getting things in and out of the car. Again, don't spend too much money on your equipment in that sense, because it is more likely to get damaged as you are getting it in and out. So yeah, go lightweight. And don't worry about spending too much money at this point on your equipment. Just get used to, getting your kit out, work out what makes your life the most easiest. I would argue as well, the second thing you really, really need to make sure of is that you are super, super organised. So if that means packing your bag the night before, do that. If that means taking a spare pair of tweezers and spare adhesive, do that. You don't want to get to someone's house and then realise that you've forgotten something. You don't want to get to someone's house and realise that your adhesive has run out or your lash extensions have run out. So make sure you've got a spare of everything. Be prepared. Don't be so prepared that you leave your kit in your car overnight, because if your adhesive gets too cold, it's going to go off. Equally, if you are quickly running into Asda for a quick snack, don't leave your adhesive in your car, because if it's a really, really hot day, your car's going to warm up and your adhesive is then going to spoil and be unusable. So just be prepared and think about what you are, what you're doing in advance. I would also argue as well, it's really worth taking a £5 booking fee or a £10 booking fee, whatever you choose to do when you perform a patch test. Because if you have taken half an hour to drive out to someone's house and then drive home, used your adhesive, and they then don't take up a full set, that's potentially, you know, half hour, an hour out of your day, which you have now lost, okay? You could have been earning with another client at that time. So if you take a £5 or £10 deposit or booking fee, at least that's covered a little bit of your fuel and a little bit of your time. That can then be redeemable for any client who then books in with you, but if they don't, it just covers you a little bit. I would also say as well, make sure your client knows what is expected of them when you arrive for their appointment. Explain to them that, you know, animals need to be put away. Take your antihistamines if you're allergic to cats and dogs, like I am. You don't want to be sniffing away like a sniffy thing if someone has got cats or dogs and you're allergic to them. So definitely take your antihistamines. Explain that ideally, you know, animals need to be away, as do children. Children also need to be away, because if your client's going to be laying there for around 2 hours, an hour and a half with their eyes closed, they need to be comfortable. They don't need to be getting up and panicking and worrying about what their children are doing. So just explain to them that they need to be able to lay comfortably and quietly for, you know, potentially two hours. So just give them that expectation before you arrive. Another thing that you can offer as well as when you're mobile is encourage perhaps them to bring a friend, perhaps offer a discount if there's 2 of them, offer a £5 or £10 discount, so that then at least you're getting 2 clients in that day, you're earning 2 wages but only having to go to 1 property. So yeah, be prepared when you're working mobile, be organised, and you'll be great. Should I have a website? Yes. 100%, get yourself a website. A website is a fantastic way of making yourself stand out from everyone else available within that area. What's the first thing we do when we are looking for a business or looking for a service? We go online. So if your company is going to be one of the first ones that shows up and you've got a website, you look so super professional and you really do stand out from so many other people that are available within that area. Your website is a great way of listing photos, putting your price list, putting your location, and that's going to really actually help to filter out some of the questions that you receive via social media, via text, and save you some time. So a website is a really, really, really good option. I highly, highly recommend one. I really recommend using a simple editor such as Wix or Squarespace. Some of those editors are actually free to use. I think I pay around £25 a month, and that includes commerce as well. So pricing wise for a website, it's not that expensive. You will need to choose yourself a domain name, so you could have, mine is Lash Artist, and I pay like £10 for that domain name. And it really just helps you set your business up as a really professional looking entity. So yeah, really recommend getting yourself online, getting yourself a website. Another option there is that you could list yourself as a business on Google. The downside of this is obviously the privacy aspect, because you will need to list an address. However, once again, it does make you look very, very professional if you have got a Google listing, because you look as if you are, you know, a certified business. So definitely recommend get yourself a website, get yourself a Google listing. How do you choose a good educator? And this is the biggest element of your lash extension training. You need to choose someone who you can trust. You need to choose someone whose work is of a really high standard. And it can be quite tricky to find someone. There's lots of educators out there. Some are really, really good, some are not. So it's important that you do your research. I would say don't train with anyone unless you have seen the quality of their work and you like their work, okay? If you are going to train with someone, please do your research. You wouldn't get a tattoo without looking at an artist's work, so don't train with someone without seeing how good they are, okay? Don't assume just because they're qualified that they are good. Make sure you do your research. The place to start looking initially, I would say, is online. So get yourself onto the big brand websites. Look on Lashbase, look on Flirties, look on Lash Heaven, look on London Lash Pro. Find yourself an educator if you like through one of those. Alternatively, start following hashtags on Instagram. So I follow hashtag lashes, hashtag brush and volume, hashtag lash extensions. And what that will do is start bringing up artists across the UK, across the world. And as you start to see artists whose work you really, really like, you'll start to kind of look a little bit further into their profiles, and you'll probably be able to find out who they trained with. And 9 times out of 10, you'll probably find that they are also an educator themselves. Give those people a message. find out what they can offer you, okay? Go with someone whose work you love and who provides value, who gives you a really good feeling, who gives you a good vibe, someone who perhaps has got passion for lashes. Okay, it's really important that your training leaves you feeling inspired and leaves you with all the skills that you need. Okay girls, so final question, and I've left this one till last because I think it really sums up what perhaps holds so many of us back from doing lashes. And that question is, what were your fears starting out, and did any of them happen? And I think I had lots of fears. I was moving to a new area, I knew no one, I was giving up my career, my friends and my family were a little bit like, so you're doing what? What are they? So I think the biggest concern I had was I going to be successful? And I think that's perhaps the biggest fear that anyone has in going self-employed is, will I be okay? Will I be able to pay my mortgage? Will I earn enough? Am I going to be successful? And am I going to be any good at this? And I would argue that you are as successful as you allow yourself to be. I remember having a very small disagreement with my mum and dad when I told them that I was going to do lashes and that I wasn't going to get a proper job as a teacher, and that I was going to be a lash artist. And they turned around to me and said, but you're not Anushka the lash artist, you're Anushka the secondary school teacher. And I think for them, they were really concerned and they were really confused that I was giving up my career. I was giving up what I'd worked so hard to achieve, to do a one-day course and to do lashes. And that completely baffled them. They couldn't understand why I wanted to do that. And I knew that I wanted a better life for myself. I knew I wanted the freedom, I wanted to earn more, and I wanted to work from home. Who doesn't want to work from home? I didn't want to be putting my babies into nursery when that time came around and having to work, super long hours, because those women are incredible, absolutely incredible and so tough, but that wasn't me, and I didn't want that for me and my family. So I needed to make a decision, and luckily, I did have, I've got a bloke who's very, very supportive in that sense, but I needed to make this work, and I needed to give it a go. So I think kind of having people question you actually helps to a certain extent, because it makes you think, do you know what? I am going to be successful at this and I'm going to work really, really hard. Okay guys, so if you think you might be ready to train as a lash artist or want to know more information, drop me a message. I will leave my email here and my website here also. Training begins at £350 for our beginners training course, and that includes your lash kit. We also offer mentoring for lash artists who are already trained, and that can be, covering any aspects from live model training, mapping, application, whatever you need to focus on. Any questions, anything you're not sure of, anything you'd like to know more about, just drop me an email. I'd love to hear from you. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and happy lashing. You okay? You a good girl? Say hi everyone. Say hi YouTube. Say hi YouTube. This is Nala. She's my lash hound.